An extract from Craig McDonald's Death in the Face, published by the Times Books. They ended up in a cosy little place, sharing grilled sole and a couple of glasses of Pinot Gris. Over dinner, he said, "Did you sample any of Ian's latest?" "The first 3 chapters," she said. "I'm hooked, to be sure, but I'd prefer to read something new of yours." "That'll have to wait for next spring," he said. "Although, if proofs catch up to me along the road, you're welcome to read those if you really care to. I'm typically sick of the next book by this point." He smiled and said, warning, "Sorry, trade secrets lay ahead. You see, by the time an author gets his proof copy in hand, he's already read the damn thing more times than he can be counted. At least that's so the way I work. Near the end of the process, you end up reading only what you think you wrote, not what's actually on the page. Even brazen typos get by you, and far too late in the goddamn sorry game." She reached over and squeezed his hand. "Is that what you call an occupational hazard?" "Real blessing and curse stuff, yes," he said. "What's your occupation? Or are you maybe extravagantly well off?" She leaned in closer. "If I confessed to the latter, would it change the way you think of me?" "Well, I am a full-time freelance writer after all, forever living by my wits and white knuckles." Sad sigh. "Sorry, but I'm afraid I haven't much prospect of becoming your patron, Hector. Not on a civil servant's salary." Civil servant. Well, here it likely came. At last. Hector realized his fork was poised halfway to his mouth. She stroked a heavy wave of blue-black hair behind her ear. "Now comes his troubled blue eyes," she said. "Reassure them. Allay my troubled mind and eyes," he said, fingering the stem of his wine-glass. "Afraid that's not in the cards either," she said. "Of course our meeting was no accident. You'll surely have gathered that by now." A nod, slow and shallow. "Go on. It's usually best just to put it out there," he said. Hector certainly wasn't going to be finessed by a pretty face and body into simply volunteering what he thought he might know from others who'd spoken of her. To borrow a phrase from your author's friend's growing oeuvre, I'm Her Majesty's Secret Service. Hector rubbed his jaw. "That is to say, MI6? He made a gun with a thumb and forefinger. "Just like Bond, you're saying. Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang." "No," Haven said, no more amused than Hector had been when Hiroshi Takashaya had attempted the same joking 007 reference. "James Bond's MI6. I'm MI5. And unlike Commander Bond, I enjoy no license to kill," she said. "Well, that much is a comfort," he said. "So why then are you spying on me? What on earth have I done to worry the British Secret Intelligence Service?" His face darkened. "Or is that a favour to Mr. Hoover?" She arched a black eyebrow. "You have some trouble with your FBI?" "Find me an American author who doesn't," he said.